All right, it's Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, and the Senate has confirmed Pam Bondi to be our next AG, Trump's hand-picked Attorney General. Wait till you see what she did on her first day on the job, honing in on California Governor Gavin Newsom. Also, Dems in panic mode after Trump and Doge cut off the money supply, losing their minds, announcing articles of impeachment this morning. And major news out of the Middle East as Trump announces the United States will be taking over the Gaza Strip. What? But before we get started, thank you for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps out the channel. And consider subscribing so you don't miss these regular updates. So 2 weeks into Trump's presidency, and he's already saved the taxpayer $40 billion a year, shutting down USAID, USAID, billions more on all the terminations he's made to the federal workforce, $79 billion a year if they proceed in dismantling the Department of Education. And now he's unleashing his new AG and soon-to-be FBI Director Kash Patel on the swamp of Washington, D.C., going after the massive kickback scheme that's been milking the U.S. taxpayer for years. The worst and most glaring example of this is in the great state of California, where 5 years ago, Gavin Newsom unveiled what he called the bullet train, a high-speed railway system. The plan Newsom hailed was to build public transportation for the 21st century, a system that would run from San Francisco to L.A. in under 3 hours, modeled, get this, modeled after China's high-speed rail system, who Gavin looks up to. But unlike China, who actually completed their project in record time, Newsom's project failed epically, costing, wasting California taxpayers upwards of $16 billion. In the end, the project was scrapped. In a matter of 5 years, Gavin Newsom oversaw the largest waste of tax dollars in the history of government projects. $16 billion spent, and all we, the taxpayer, received was 600 meters of steel framing in the Central Valley. That's it. 600 meters of railway, just sitting there, unusable, useless. Well, accountability is coming for Gavin Newsom as President Trump announces a widespread investigation into the kickback scheme that he's learned about as POTUS, about the politicians like Newsom, who we say may have been using to line their own pockets. Watch this.
Thank you, sir. On Elon Musk, how often are you talking to him? And have there been ideas that he's brought to you that you said, oh, no, wait a minute, this is going a little too far?
Well, many ideas, but look, he's done a great job. Look at all the fraud that he's found in this USAID. It's a disaster what the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you-know-what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money, with the money. I'd like to see what the kickbacks are. How much money has been kicked back? Who would spend that kind of money to some of the things that you read about and I read about and I see every night on the news and every morning when I read the papers? Who would spend money for that? I would say this. The people that got all that money, are they kicking it back to the people that gave it from government? No, that's, to me, very, very corrupt. The real question is, how much of a kickback has there been? And one of the things I want to investigate rapidly, because I've never seen anything to this extent, the train that's being built between Los Angeles and San Francisco is the worst managed project I think I've ever seen, and I've seen some of the worst. Billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. In fact, I read where you could take every single person that was going to go on the train and get the finest limousine service in the world and take them back and forth with limousines, and you'd have hundreds of billions of dollars left over. It is the worst thing, and we're going to start an investigation in that because it's not possible. I built for a living, and I build on time, on budget. It's impossible that something could cost that much. And now it's not even going to San Francisco, and it's not going to Los Angeles. They made it much shorter. So now it's at little places way away from San Francisco and way away from Los Angeles. No, we're going to start a big investigation on that because I've never seen anything like it. Nobody has ever seen anything like it. The worst overruns, that there have ever been in the history of our country. And it wasn't even necessary. I would have said, you don't buy it. You take an airplane. It costs you $2. It costs you nothing. You take an airplane. But this got started, and if you have to, you drive. You can drive.
Are there other agencies?
They have hundreds of billions of dollars of cost overruns, and it's not even the same project. It's much shorter. It's way outside of San Francisco and way outside of Los Angeles. So we're going to be looking into
Who's
this.
going to investigate that? Is that DOJ just going to investigate the train?
No, I'm doing that myself. No.
Some of these Doge engineers that Elon Musk...
This investigation coming the same day Trump's nominee for AG has been confirmed, Pam Bondi. Now the highest law enforcement officer in the United States. The final vote in the Senate was 54 yes votes to 46 no votes. That means it wasn't a party line vote. There were Dem senators who broke ranks and voted to confirm her. This is big. We knew Pam would be confirmed, but it wasn't down party lines. Pam Bondi, she's the real deal, folks. She worked in Florida as the Florida Attorney General for 8 years, doing a great job. She's loyal, very loyal to Donald Trump, which is what you need in an AG if you're president. That post can make or break a presidency. Already on her first day as AG, she's begun cleaning ranks at DOJ, beginning wholesale reforms. She's working with Elon Musk's Doge team to find and flag all federal transactions to NGOs who support illegal aliens, and has directed the Department of Justice to pause all federal funding for sanctuary cities. This is huge.
She will lead the Democrats. You know where they're going to... At least she's going to lead them right down. But I think she's going to be as impartial as you can possibly be. I know I'm supposed to say she's going to be totally impartial with respect to Democrats. And I think she will be as impartial as a person can be. I'm not sure if there's a possibility of totally, but she's going to be as total as you can get, Gianni, right? But she's going to be fair, and she'll lead the Department of Justice in crushing violent crime, demolishing the gangs, which are all over the place. If you look at New York, if you look at Chicago, if you look at Los Angeles, which is half burned down, unfortunately, because they didn't have the water and they didn't have what they were supposed to have. Destroying the terrorist cartels is going to be a very big priority for Pam, and that leads to crime and it leads to a lot of drugs. So she's going to take care of it, and she'll stop the invasion of our country and get fentanyl off our streets.
In another story, the CIA has reportedly just offered their entire workforce a buyout. Thousands of employees. The entire CIA, the entire Central Intelligence Agency, has just been offered the same buyout as every other member of the federal government. That's according to the Wall Street Journal, who says yesterday, Tuesday, in what officials said is a bid to bring the agency in line with President Trump's priorities, including targeting drug cartels. The CIA appeared to be the first intel agency to tell its employees that they can quit their jobs and receive about 8 months of pay as part of Trump's push to downsize the federal government. Amen. Watch.
Fox News alert. The Wall Street Journal is reporting the CIA has reportedly just offered a buyout to its entire workforce. Everyone in the agency is telling employees late today they can quit their jobs and receive about 8 months of pay and benefits. It's a part of Trump's push to downsize the federal government. More as we get it.
This is like a blitzkrieg level takedown of the deep state, folks. This is what draining the swamp looks like. USAID, USAID was only the start. First, Trump cuts off the money supply. Now he's gutting their ranks. Thousands of employees who work for the deep state slush fund USAID are being placed on leave starting this Friday after Elon's Doge uncovered the worst waste, fraud, and abuse stemming from that agency, from USAID, an agency with a $40 billion annual budget approved by Joe Biden to fund these deep state Dem causes and pet projects. And you know that you're over the target. You know you're in the belly of the beast when establishment Washington acts like this, when they come out in full force to oppose it. Watch.
In the building behind me, Elon Musk is seizing power from the American people. Elon Musk spent $280 million to buy an election for Donald Trump. Now, Elon Musk is here to collect on his investment. He is here to seize power for himself. We are here to fight back.
Elon Musk, you didn't create U.S. aid. The United States Congress did for the American people. And just like Elon Musk did not create U.S. aid, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him.
Around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be on your asses, and we are going to make sure, you understand what democracy looks like.
In another story, President Trump informing Iran yesterday he has left detailed instructions in a written retaliation plan if they were to proceed in assassinating him, saying in an Oval Office Q&A with reporters yesterday, if they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left detailed instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. Watch this.
And why is Iran happy to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader, or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it.
In another story, Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt has just announced that media outlets including Politico, Axios, and the New York Times will no longer be receiving millions in payments from U.S. taxpayers, saying in a press conference this morning, I was made aware of the funding from U.S. aid to media outlets including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. I can confirm that the more than $8 million of taxpayer money that has gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayer's dime will no longer be happening. The Doge team is working on canceling those payments right now. Watch.
So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayer's dime will no longer be happening. The Doge team is working on canceling those payments now.
In another story, Donald Trump announcing yesterday during a press conference with Benjamin Netanyahu that the United States will be taking control of the Gaza Strip and own it. What? Leading to Dems filing articles of impeachment in the House. Wacky Democrat Al Green of Texas announcing the impeachment plan after Trump's plan to pay Palestinians to relocate out of the Gaza Strip. That's what the plan essentially is. Paying Palestinians or offering to pay them to relocate. This whole thing is just wild. Dems and establishment Washington freaking out. They are so frightened right now, which means we are over the target. You only see them react like this when we're winning. It's unbelievable. The entire old world, the globalist old world system is being torn down within just weeks. We've been able to dismantle so much of what they've done. Listen to Al Green, crazy Texas Democrat, announcing articles of impeachment this morning. Watch this.
I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done.
All right, that wraps up this episode. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.